Hello everyone, I'm Amod and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video tutorial, we will learn to capture a screenshot in Playwright. So in the UI automation testing, a screenshot plays a crucial role. You may need to capture a screenshot to use as a proof that something has worked as expected. Or if some test fails, then you may need to capture a screenshot to attach into a report and which can be analyzed later to find what went wrong. So in the Playwright tool, we have many built-in features like auto retries, auto waiting, etc. But it does not capture a screenshot automatically whenever your test fails. Many Playwright users think that Playwright captures a screenshot in case of failure, which is not true. So let's verify this fact with an example. Here I have a basic test where I am loading Google News and explicitly I am going to fail this test. So I will use expect await page.title and I'll call to be method. The title of this page is Google News, but I'm going to use only Google. So just Google. So now I will run this test and we'll see if it captures a screenshot on failure or not. So first of all, so we have multiple ways of executing the test. So first way, I'm going to use this run icon. So click on it. You can see browser has been launched with Google News and go to Visual Studio Code and you can see test has failed with the expected Google but received Google News. Now, if you go to your project, we have two folders created. One test dash results and another one playwright dash report. If you expand dash dash result, you will not see anything. And if you expand the second folder, then you will find index.html. Let me open this index.html in a browser and here is your test. If you click on this test, you will see what was error and you see the steps, but we don't see any screenshot. Now you might be asking, okay, you triggered using the run icon. That's why it might not capture the screenshot. Let's use the command. Okay, let's do that as well. So let me close this one. I'll open the terminal and here I'm going to use npx playwright and test. Let me pass the path of my spec file, which is basics slash capture screenshot dot spec dot ts. Hit enter. So now it's running the test and it has opened the report as well. And if you scroll down, you will see the similar report as previous and again we don't have any screenshot. So the summary is whatever way you use, Playwright will not capture a screenshot automatically in case of failure. Then you might be thinking how to do that then. So we know that Playwright is very configurable and it will not do something which is not asked. So if you want Playwright to capture a screenshot in case of failure, you need to configure it. So to configure, we need to go to playwright.config.ts and in this config file, under the use object, we need to use one property which is called screenshot and it may have three values on, off, and only on failure. So by default it's off. That means it will not capture a screenshot in any scenarios. Now other two values on and only on failure. So let's try only on failure first. So in codes we need to pass only on failure. Now I'm going to rerun my test. I'm going to use this run icon. Before that, I'm going to explicitly delete these folders, which will be deleted automatically whenever you run as well. But for this example, I'm going to delete those folders. Now, if you done this test, let's see what happens. See left hand side. So you can see folders have been created again. And again test has failed. And if you expand test dash results, you can see one PNG file. If you click on this PNG file, you can see the Google News screenshot. And if you go to Playwright dash report, here you see one data where we have one PNG file. And if you click on this, you will see the same screenshot. And we have one index.html. And let me open this HTML in a browser. Now we see the test. If you click on this, you will see the error, steps, and screenshots which were captured. So Playwright will capture a screenshot if we configure this screenshot key. And since we have mentioned only on failure, so it will capture screenshot if your test fails. For example, here if I correct this expectation like Google News, and if I run this test again, you'll see test is passed. And if you go to test dash result, you'll not see anything. But if you go to Playwright dash report, here also you don't see the data folder, and we have just the index.html. And if you open this index.html, you'll see the test. Expand it, you'll see just the steps. So I hope you understood what is the use of screenshot with value only on failure. But now you want to capture a screenshot every time. So instead of only on failure, you can use on. So basically, this will capture a screenshot once your test is over. So let me de-trigger this test. So here, if you expand test.result, you can see one screenshot with the name test finished. If you click on it, you will see the same screenshot. Similar thing under the Playwright report, we have data and then index.html. If you open this index.html, you'll see this test and you'll see steps and screenshots. So when you have this value as on, it will capture the screenshot at the end of your test irrespective of test status. It is passed or failed. It does not matter. It will capture the screenshot. So I hope you understand the difference between on, off, and only on failure. Now you might be thinking why we have duplicate screenshots. One we have under test test results and we have again under the Playwright test report. So basically this folder is used to store all the raw data, or we can say artifact data of your test, and to generate a report with the embedded screenshots they are keeping it here. For example, if I duplicate this test and maybe I can add duplicate, or let me remove everything, just duplicate, and let me use command prompt this time and pass the npx playwright test with the spec path. Hit enter. So you can see two tests are running using two workers. All tests are done, and under the test dash results, you'll see two different folders. First one is for the first test. You can see the test description, and second one is for the second test. And for each folder, we have screenshots. But to generate the combined report, they have pulled all the screenshot under the data. And if you open this index.html, then you'll see two tests. And if you click on this, you can see the screenshot for the first one. Similarly, you can go for the second test, and here you can see the screenshot as well. So basically this test result will have all your artifacts related to your test. Then to have the combined report, they will have all the screenshots or artifacts under the data so that you can see those screenshots properly within your index.html report. Now, you don't want to keep your screenshot under this default folder. You want to have your own custom folder. That is also possible. Just you need to go to your config file again, and outside of this use, we have one key called output dir, and here you can basically give a folder name, maybe my artifacts, and use comma. So now what will happen if you go to terminal and rerun the test? So you can see one new directory has been created, my artifacts, and if you expand it, you will see the similar artifacts whatever we have here. Okay, so basically I should have deleted these test results. So let me delete it quickly, and let me delete this playwright report as well, and then my artifacts as well. So now we don't have any default folders and my custom folder as well. Let me rerun this test. So now you can see the first folder, which was test dash result, has not been created. But we have my artifact where we have the individual folders for each test. And if you expand it, you will see the screenshots as well. Now, in the playwright dash report, you will see the screenshot and index.html. So whenever we pass this output dir value, playwright will automatically understand that from where it needs to fetch artifacts. So if you open this index.html, you will see the report as expected. So that's all about capturing a screenshot automatically in case of failure or at the end of the test irrespective of its status. But we can manually capture a screenshot as well. But that I will cover in the next video. So that's all in this video tutorial. If you have any doubt, please comment on this video. If you really like the videos, please like, comment, subscribe and share with others. Thank you everyone.